pause in the middle, एक गोलू गोलू उड़ जाता है, कोई भी हो जाता है. You can speak, boy. Kishni, इधर. I don't know.
How are you all? Welcome to Mumztalk's live session. The session is known as Recreate Your Persona, and we are having this session with renowned executive presence coach Shital Kakkar Mehra. I'm so glad that Mumztalk is going live, and this is the second time that we are having a live session with you all, for all you mums, and it's a great pleasure to have all of you. So this session is all about upskilling, leadership skills, and how new mothers should cope up after going back to work, the corporate ethos. So we will ask Shital Kakkar Mehra to join us. Good evening to all of you who have joined just now. I'm going to make ma'am join with us, and let's start. She's going to join us, and I'm going to introduce to you. Hi, ma'am. Very
How
good
are you?
evening.
Good
I'm
evening.
very good. Very well. You look lovely.
Thank you, thank you. Wonderful to see everyone
Yes.
here. I can see a lot of questions rolling.
Yeah. So, to all the audience out here, to all the moms out here, here we have with us India's leading executive presence coach. She trains CEOs, and she's a renowned professional who's certified into executive presence. And she's a best-selling author as well. I personally love this book that she has gifted me, Business Etiquette, and this is a bestseller. And it has sold 45,000 copies. And really, ma'am, this is an insight to the corporate world for all of us.
Right.
And so yes, ma'am is going to come out with another book called Poised Research. It is India's first research book on professionals, and I'm sure this will be also a bestseller, ma'am.
Thank you.
Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, let us start with the session.
Thanks.
So, as a precursor to this session, we had asked our viewers, we had asked them regarding any query they had on this session regarding skills and how to manage time after going back to work, whatever a new mother faces. A pertinent question is the thing that mothers, after they go back to work, they often wonder how to balance this time. What is the role of time management in corporate scenario? Can you enlighten us on that?
Super. So we have a lot of questions coming in. The earlier question was the trauma of joining back to work, the dilemma of starting from scratch. Somebody wrote how to start, where to start, and what are the challenges of a career gap. Now, before we start answering the questions, of course, we want to keep it interactive. There's nothing called a stupid question. Please start typing, and I would love to answer the questions. In fact, we have time towards the end to do that as well. And Jessie has already got a lot of questions which she can keep asking through the session.
Yes, I will. Our audience are just getting in. They'll start engaging with us. You can enlighten us with your views on how time is something important for a new age mother in the corporate scenario. And for our viewers, I would like to say that after the session, we'll keep a time slot for all your questions that you can start typing in, and ma'am will definitely answer those. And if not here, she can answer you directly. We can have a question answer session or a post engagement on my Instagram handle, and she can directly message you. We can do likewise, right, ma'am?
Right, sure. In
fact, they can engage on social media, whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn, or send me a direct query from my website. So yes, I'm available even after the session to answer your questions.
Okay. So yeah, let's start on this. Yes, what is your views on this?
I have been given to believe that majority of our listeners today are young mothers who have taken a career break and are getting back to work. Yeah. It's interesting, but there are many times in a woman's life when she takes a break. So it's not just young mothers. I see a lot of people in their 20s, early 30s take a break because of the fact that they are young mothers. I see a lot of women in their late 30s and early 40s take a break because they have kids who are teenagers and who are going through competitive exams, 10th standard, 12th standard, college applications. So many people go on a sabbatical or a break there. People in their mid to late 40s, early 50s, then again take a break, a lot of women, because they have ailing parents, ailing in-laws. So a lot of breaks at various stages in a woman's life. Also, there's job loss, which has become a reality. It's a very competitive environment out there. There is also separation, there's divorce, there's loss of a loved one, there's moving off because your spouse has got transferred to another city, country, continent. So yes, career breaks have become a reality in today's world. But since most of our audience today is I'm assuming listeners who are young mothers, so we will focus a little bit on that. But let me start out by telling you that it's a very emotional journey when you take a career break because of motherhood. On one side, it is very difficult. There are lots of emotions that you're battling with. So there's a lot of baggage that you're carrying at all times. The first thing is that on one side, you are plagued by doubts about your career. So you put in a lot of effort, you've studied, you've got fantastic degrees from super prestigious institutes, and then suddenly you get a baby, which is a very emotional journey. And then you start wondering, there are a lot of insecurities that will I ever be able to get back to my career, what career, seniority, my colleagues, peers would have moved ahead, so there are thoughts around that. Then of course there's a stereotypical thought, which is motherhood and guilt. Which will can I leave my baby behind? And will I be fair to my baby? Will I live to regret this? So there are thoughts around that. When you go back to work, there are lots of thoughts around employees, colleagues, peers who are very quick to question your commitment to your job because they feel that maybe you may want to give priority to your baby. So there are questions, whether direct or indirect, around your commitment. Even sometimes women have told me that there are questions around skill deterioration, that whether you are skilled enough to get back to work. Then society also puts a lot of pressure. You look around you and you say, oh my God, all these women graduated from the same college as me. They have gone back to work. They are in great shape. So they look like they're having it all. Am I the only one who's missing out on all the fun? So there's a lot of emotion around this age and stage. And of course, hormones also play up. It's a very difficult phase in a woman's life, even in terms of biochemistry. So I think it is a very tough phase. So since this is a short conversation that we are having, which is only over 20-25 minutes, so I have divided my talk into 3 parts. Okay. First of all, how long have you been away from work? That's the first question. Yes. Secondly, what are your motivators and your passions? So please get to know yourself better. Thirdly, have a realistic view on your support system. So if we take one at a time, how long have you been away from work? If it is 1 year or less than 1 year, it's pretty much a little longish maternity break and you can always get back to work. It may take you only a couple of weeks to actually feel that you never left this place. So if you've gone back to the same job, the comfort feeling is very high. Your colleagues are going to help you get back into the groove of things. Things may not even have changed so much because people are the same. High chance the boss is the same, the environment is the same, the office is the same. So less, 1 year or less, you will not feel much. It's just a question of couple of weeks to get back into the routine. If it is 2 to 3 years already, in fact, some of you who could have even had a job loss can project it in a positive way. You could say that, I took a break because of the fact that I lost my job. But instead of being apologetic, be honest and say, I used this period to read a lot. I used this period.
We have mothers who are saying through that.
Yeah, because, it gives
very agree here.
Yeah, it gives me time to do things that I never had time to do. Or I give 2 hours of my time every day because I'm a finance professional. I helped an NGO streamline their finance operations. Now that's huge. It was not paid, it was a volunteer job, but I did it. Also, you could say I'm an artist. I never got a chance to, explore that side of my life. It was always a hobby. I got a chance to do an illustration for a children's book, and I loved every minute of it. So use your time constructively, have a crisp response ready, and review it positively. When you are interviewing for a job after a career break, the ability to project confidence and authority is a very critical skill at that stage. Also, rethink your resume. Add the skills that you have learned. Don't hide it. Be proud of it. Do not make it into something to be embarrassed about. Instead, you've earned it, you've enjoyed it, you've loved it, and you have to project that with authority and confidence. And that is something very critical. Yeah. So, ma'am, do you think that corporate scenario today are changing, and by adding skills that the new mothers who are joining post maternity, they have a upper hand and they can, negotiate on the financial aspect. Do you think that skills do have a upper hand? It is important because sometimes it doesn't. They only look at your previous work record, and it's difficult to negotiate basically. So do you think that's true? Yeah. Sorry. I missed, there was a lag, yes? Yeah, I meant to say that skilling, to add skill in our resume or biodata, is it giving an upper hand? Because sometimes previous employers, aspect is always looked upon for, mothers joining back to work, after maternity. So do you think adding skills is the corporate scenario changing? Are we accepting? Yes, I think so. Let me be honest with you. There are some companies which value women coming back to the workforce, and there are some companies who don't value. Now, I'll be honest with you. If you are interviewing with a company that does not value it, from the interview stage itself, you will be able to figure out from the line of questioning and the way you're getting treated that this is a place which does not value. They may have it on paper as a tick the box agenda item. But many companies, I don't want to take names, but I know many organizations who enjoy the fact that there is a workforce out there, they create an environment and infrastructure, and they really value the fact that you're finding your way back, and they create a provision and structure for it. So, at the time of interview, look for companies that value, instead of just going into job portals and looking for jobs where you are feeling sapped or because of the fact that they have it as an option, but honest in reality they don't exercise it as an option. So many companies have it as a tick the box. So be very careful. In fact, if you have friends who have joined organizations where there's a lot of support around women who are returning to work, I would say go by word of mouth instead of just going into job portals. Okay. So secondly, having questions coming in. To those who are joined, I would like to tell you all that ma'am has started a session and we are discussing the 4 pillars of this session. And she's already discussing the role of how we should accept the fact that we are taking a break, and she's also talking about how adding skills into your resume after joining post maternity is very vital for finding a new job or even getting a elevated position in your organization. So, to those who have joined, I would like to say that we'll be entertaining the questions after ma'am finishes, and ma'am will definitely answer your questions. So yes, ma'am, we can continue. Yeah. So the second point is, what is your support system? Do a reality check. It's very difficult to get back to work on your own without a support system. So who is your support system? First of all, you definitely need to have a supporting partner or spouse, because otherwise it's very difficult to get back to work. Also, do you have parents close by? Do they live with you? Do you have an in-law who's committed to helping you bring up the children? So have a quick analysis done of what is your support system. Okay. Are you looking at creche? Are you looking at an in-house nanny? Can you trust your baby with somebody? So all this has to be analyzed and is different for each of us. But it's very important that you do a quick check on that. Secondly, with the current support system that you have, how many hours are you willing to contribute or can actually take out and work? Some can say, okay, I have a full support system, I can go back to full day of work. Some of you may be able to only take out half a day. Others may find even 2 hours difficult. And some can actually take out 4 hours, but not at one stretch. So they could do a morning, they could do late night. So have a quick analysis done of what is your support system and how much time realistically can you take out in the next few months or years. Once you have that figured out, the next critical question is, what is your passion and what is your motivator? What are your motivators? Be very honest with yourself. What is your real passion? What really motivates you? Do you enjoy the fame, the corporate career, the intellectual stimulation, or are you very passionate about a social cause that you would like to support? So what really motivates you? This is a very good time for you to take stock of the situation, because that is what you're going to be committing for the next many months, possibly years. Do an analysis also of your strengths and your weaknesses. Do you like to work alone? Do you enjoy a workplace? Do you like the buzz of an office where you actually have social interactions? Or does isolation matter to you? Do you like to work independently on your own? If you want to start your entrepreneurial journey, this is a wonderful time to do that. But then you have to be self-motivated. Are you a self-motivated person? Because every day you'll have to wake up, sit at your desk and work alone. There are no colleagues, there's no water cooler chat, there is no team drinks. So are you willing to do all of that? So have a...
And then the social interaction is taken for a toss.
Yeah, these 3 months have been difficult for everybody. But you know, some people love the buzz of an office. You go there, you meet people, you have a coffee, you chat with somebody in the cafeteria, and there's so much information sharing, there's so much conversation. So there is a lot of that. If you start your entrepreneurial journey, initially you may be alone. At the most, you may have a partner who can support you. But it is very different from a corporate life. So you have to understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and based on that, make a mature decision on what is it that you really want in life. And this is a wonderful stage to do that. Because most people view life as a 100-meter dash, but actually it's a marathon. You're committing to decades, 2, 3, 4 possibly. And there are so many businesses in India and internationally, which women have started in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and put in the next so many decades into their business. So it's never too late. Take a quick stock of what is it that you really want. If money is a motivator, or if you need the money, be honest about it. If you love the fame, be honest about it. If you love a corporate career, where you're going to climb the corporate ladder and one day take the role of your boss or your boss's boss, be honest with yourself. So start the journey by being absolutely honest with yourself. Now that you have started the journey, there are a few points that you need to keep in mind. One critical element that you need to focus on, and it really makes all the difference, but requires effort, is networking. I really sincerely believe that you need to keep up your networks. As a young mother, you may not have the time and you may actually have let go of a few networks, but it's a wonderful time. And technology has made it very easy for us to now keep our networks alive. So, 1, please identify a core team. If you have 5, 6, 8 years of work experience behind you, 10 years of work experience behind you, go back to the desk and figure out who's your core team. Is it an ex-boss? Is it an ex-HR head? Are there work colleagues? Schoolmates who have made it big? Well-networked individuals? Headhunters that you are in contact with? College friends who have started their own business? Who is your core team? People who like you, who enjoy interacting with you, people who will answer your calls or your WhatsApp messages are very important. And these are the people that you should keep. This is the foundation of your network. Keep it handy. Connect with them. Send them a line saying, I've taken a break. I would love to speak to you over a coffee in case you can meet face to face. Or if possible, we can schedule a video chat or a phone call at a time that's convenient to you. Go back.
As one of our has mentioned here also, ma'am, that networking helps to connect as well, knowing what's out there in the market. I mean, it also helps us to know the trend because we are here. I mean, motherhood takes a toll, and we don't get time to know what's going around in the market or what's the business scenario. So I think you're right. Networking does play a very, very crucial role. Yeah.
You brought up my next point, which is that it helps you update your knowledge resources. It also helps you understand the jargon. What is the latest trends in the market? What's happening around you? Who's moved where? So it actually updates your knowledge resources. Also, take stock of your online presence. The world is a changed place today. We meet people before we actually meet them face to face. So all of us have to have a strong online presence. If you are looking to have a corporate career, it is very critical to have a good LinkedIn profile. Visit your profile, update your profile. You may need to even update your photograph, send out a few more connect with people or requests, join a few online groups and contribute. Hear what is the noise around you, what are people talking about, what is the latest jargon, so that you are up to date with what is happening around you. So catch up on that. Also, manage your social media presence. Are you projecting yourself as a professional? Accounts like Facebook, possibly you can keep it as a closed account. If you want to put only baby pictures or recipes, sure enough, but then have it as a control group. So yes, man, take stock of your online presence. That is very important. Finally, join an association, even if it's an online association, contribute to it, make your presence felt, improve your online visibility. All of it is going to actually
association as in
groups as well as associations, so that you can actually contribute, improve your get an update of what is happening around you and improve your visibility and presence, so that people know you're back in the market, back in the groups, back to connecting with people, networking with people.
Yeah.
Another aspect.
Yes, one question I had in mind, that as you mentioned that we need to know our support system, and we need to identify that. But there are mothers who, like as you mentioned, that crèche is an option for nuclear setup. For joint setup, we have parents and in-laws and all. But how would you comment on sometimes there is lack of time management even if you have support system, because maybe there is an influence of patriarchal values in India. So do you think that is another factor? I mean, this is a little societal question actually. So do you think that is also a factor that plays into role into identifying? Mothers often fail to identify this because of influence of patriarchal values.
True. See, culture is very deep. It's 10,000 years old. Globalization is only 20 years old. We are the first generation of working women who have entered the workforce. It's only in the last 15 years, 20 years, 2 decades that a lot of women have entered the workforce and are looking at corporate careers. But culture is very old. It's very deep and it's very layered and it's been there for too many years. So it will take a long time for us to change the mindset. But having said that, if I look at 3 generations of men, it's changing. There's a certain degree shift. It may not be radically changing, but there is a degree shift. So it's a slow journey, it's a painful journey, but let's agree that we are on the right track and we are moving the needle in the right direction. So yes, that is a problem.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and coming back to what more you can do.
The last point,
update your look, whether it is online or offline. Make investments. Don't focus so much on body shape. I think there's a lot of social media influence on body shape, but I think once you are a young mother, the focus should be on being fit, on being energetic, on being confident about your body, on accepting your body shape and having a very healthy body image and feeling confident about it. So buy clothes that complement, update your looks. It's a proven fact that clothes create a psychological impact. When you know you're looking good, you feel better. Even at a very biochemistry level, the hormones that are released make you feel good about your life. So please make sure that at this age and stage, you feel good about your life. So get a good haircut, have good grooming standards, dress to the best of your ability, and feel good and feel confident about yourself. So make that investment of time and energy into that. Also, convey professionalism. Little things create impact. Punctuality. If you tell somebody I'm going to dial in a particular time, be in the meeting room 2 minutes before the time. Don't give people
I
a
think
chance.
this is one thing I like about you. You're always punctual.
Right,
And
you know, give
I
people a
something
chance.
really not very particular about him. Very punctual.
Yeah, it shows I care. It shows I care about your time. It shows I care about my time as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Conveying professionalism also could be if you make a commitment that I'm going to send you the document by 6 p.m. today, send it by 6 p.m. So sticking to deadlines. It's the little things that convey I care. I'm serious about my work. I mean business. So little things make a difference. Also, update your knowledge. I feel today is a wonderful time in the history of the world where there's so much of knowledge available for free. At the click of a button, you can learn so much. Global universities, which would charge thousands of dollars, have also today made so many programs which are free or literally free. You don't have to fly halfway across the world and spend your lifetime's earnings to learn so many new things. So make that investment of time and learn new things, upskill. There are courses available of everything. In my experience, in fact, in the last 70 days of lockdown, I have attended courses from spirituality to executive presence to building trust with the greatest of professors and gurus and experts, heard a lot of podcasts. I would have never had the chance to do that. So I think you have to make the time, and it is all available at your convenience at the click of a button at a time that's convenient to you. So update your knowledge resources and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to hear a lot of new different things which will help in your journey. Time management. There are only 2 words for it. Master it. That's all. You will require to master this skill because there is no perfect work-life balance. Personal life, professional life, balancing the two is going to be one hell of a juggling task for the next many, many years. So the faster you learn time management, the faster you master it, the easier it is going to be for your journey. That is one must-have skill that young mothers definitely need to have.
I think there is one comment that one of us has mentioned that I think what mothers can do both personally and professionally, nobody else can. It's true, just what you said, that this skill, I think this is something innate we have, that we can balance both professional and personal, and that we need to filter knowledge too, and we want to consume and what we want to consume and what should be blocked. It's true.
Very true. In fact, there I don't need to tell you. I'm sure you have listeners who have, read a lot of research. But Scandinavian countries have done so much research on corporate governance, which says that companies which have boards where women are well represented are run much better. So we definitely bring a whole load of skill sets at various levels, which add to the corporations and add to the governance standards. So yes, there is a lot of that as well. Finally, I have only one thing to say. Stop being apologetic. Never sound unsure. Many times I see more women than men say things like, I'm not an expert in this, or sorry, but. I think men have a much higher threshold level of what constitutes bad behavior. Women, on the other hand, are so much more apologetic. Please don't apologize. Feel good about yourself. You don't need to start a sentence on an unsure note or feel bad or feel insecure about your. Be confident and speak with authority and confidence. Be assertive in what you say and take your position. So never feel apologetic about it.
Okay, ma'am. So I think this is something very enlightening. Whatever you have mentioned, because as new mother, we often tend to fall into the same path as you just mentioned of the uncertainty, unsurety. And this is the only reason that Mumztalk is one initiative I'm very passionate about, is because I want to elevate mothers. I want to enhance this mental wellness in us, and I feel that all of us can do that. And on the basis of that, we have to have some questions. And one of us has mentioned that, ma'am, how to handle the judgment and bias at work when a supposed promotion is denied because you are a new mother.
Yeah, there are biases. There's not much that you can do about a corporate policy. Either you are in the workplace that looks at it very differently. Also, it is also driven by personality and individual personality and equation. But having said that, I feel that one area that you should definitely look at is not being very sensitive or emotional. I feel being a little thick skinned about comments and not letting it throw you off balance emotionally is very important as you enter the workforce. So if I tell people, don't be sensitive. You be sure of who you are, be confident of who you are, do a good day's job, put in the best that you can, and be a little thick skinned. It is going to take you places. So initially you may be denied, but after a point, you know something, merit definitely gets rewarded. So don't look at it as a short term, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. If you continue to do great work and you continue to put in the effort and the commitment, workplaces definitely are going to honor that, and they are in the long term you will see, or even in the medium term you will see returns. So don't look at it in a short form, short window, short time frame. Instead, look at it in a little longer perspective. And having said that, be a little thick skinned. Don't be very sensitive to comments from people. Be very sure. Sometimes people get little emotional, little sensitive, and I think that really throws them off the track. So
I think it's also because after becoming a mother, you have this zillions of hormones that, it's this physical aspect that it really makes you very sensitive. And I've seen tough women also become very sensitive. And I think, yes, you're right, what you mentioned here. And another question I'm getting is on somebody's asked that, ma'am, do enlighten us on your views how to cope up with gap one faces after going back to work. I think as you mentioned it before, but I think you can maybe enlighten more on this. That people do have this worry. I mean, mothers do have this worry that a gap actually creates a mental, picture that she is not, maybe, she cannot do from where she left. But sometimes, in case of me, in my previous organization, to say that I delivered the best after joining back is what I got the update that you did your best. This was your best performance. So, what is your take on it?
I think motherhood is a lovely journey. It makes you grow at various levels, and it's an experience that you have to go through and you have to enjoy and not feel guilty or apologetic about. In the workplace, I think career break initially will have an impact, and in a way, it is fair as well. For the simple reason that you stayed away for 2 years, but somebody else who was working in the place definitely put in those extra 2 years. So initially, it could not be driven by merit, but could also be driven by tenure. And that is where, the ones who have stayed back may feel competitive, co-workers may feel threatened. There could be a lot of politicking, and workplace relationships could get messed up. But the way I look at it is that just stay afloat, stay above it all. Don't let it bother you after a point. Anticipate it, be ready for it, be prepared for it, but continue to do a great job and stay the professional that you were. And I think that, juggling so many things makes you grow at various levels. It makes you so much more sensitive to multiple things. So I think it's a great journey. It should be viewed correctly, and don't feel guilty, and don't make the comparisons. If people are doing it, every workplace has its set of toxic people, every workplace has its own grapevine. There is no office without that. The minute you put few people together in any part of the world, in any business, any industry, there is going to be politicking. So this is one more thing that you have to live.
In this human nature.
Yeah, it is. And you have to anticipate it, and you just be a little insensitive and thick-skinned about it, and let it pass. But
somebody's just mentioned that you have to be thick-skinned about it. Yeah, it becomes a necessity. Yeah, true.
Yeah, and let it pass. But something, don't let it take away your focus, because many times people get very emotional and hypersensitive, and then they take their focus away. So you keep your focus on your baby and your home and your work,
and focus on juggling the two and do not bother about things that could derail you. So I think staying the course is very important at that stage. And the initial few months are definitely difficult because of the fact that you are more sensitive, your hormones are playing up. I mean, in a woman's life, it is childbirth and menopause, where the proven fact that your body has undergone a huge change, and it works at plays at physical, mental, every possible level. So yes, it is difficult. I can understand. It's not easy.
Yes. Another question that we have here is also, why is there a perception in the corporate world that a pregnant woman can't perform well? For instance, a job promotion or new job offer is refused if a firm finds out the woman is pregnant. It's very true. As I mentioned before, the influence of patriarchal values. Somewhere this notion of that women, she's inferior, this stage is very sensitive stage, and she might require to juggle into her family life more, and her skills are ignored, her performance is ignored, her capacity, capabilities are ignored. What is your point?
It's a bias. It's true. We have to live with it. Some workplaces have it. Some bosses have it. It's a personality driven thing. It's a culture thing. It's at various multiple levels and layers. You can't do much to change it once it's there. All you can do is put in a good day's work, or then you will actually, if it's really impacting you, you may have to look at something once you come back from your leave at something else. Many times I also feel it's a great time for people to start their entrepreneurial journey as well. So if you want to start a small office, home office, and today work from home has also become so much easier. So there are multiple options which are available today. There are many more options available today than there were even a decade ago. So every year that goes by, it becomes so much, there are so many more options available to women, than there were in the previous decade. So yes, there is a bias, not much that one can do. You can't really work towards changing the world with that bias. Yes, I'm sure 20 years from now, things will look very different. Our daughters will have it much more easier, possibly, much different. The
Maybe
biases
this work from home will be a new norm.
I think it will be the new normal, which has worked very well for women as well.
Yeah, it has definitely worked for me also. We have a lot of time. I mean, the juggling between going to office, the time difference, and half the time you're traveling, and you get late, and obviously this is really, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it is not. It's worked well for us. Work from home, the new normal. I'm also quite enjoying it, and let's see. Maybe technology will make it so much easier. But the skill sets may change. The requirements may change. It will bring a new set of challenges. But keep it going and schedule video calls with people, keep yourself engaged, update your knowledge resources, and stay motivated and positive. It's a phase and it will pass, and enjoy it while you are, you owe it to the baby as well.
Yes.
You have a happy mother who is contented, who is enjoying her life instead of somebody. Children also are sensitive to those feelings, not just at a verbal level, but even at a non-verbal level, from tone, from voice, from body language. So yes, I think you owe it to the baby as well.
Yeah, there's another question. Basically, it's a comment that sometimes a lot of communications is required amongst one support group in order to make them aware of the limitations of societal norms. Do you think that is also the case?
That means you need to have a support group?
No, there's a lot of communication that is required amongst the support group, the support that we have, to make them aware of these limitations that we have in the society.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you completely. In fact, if you had to communicate, I would say at this stage in your support group, it's better to over communicate than to under communicate. Because many times they come with their own biases, their own personalities, their own thoughts, and their own views on how things were done at their time. But times have changed. So I think in any crisis or in any moment where there's a transformation or a change,
if you want to, then you have to over communicate. That means keep everybody updated, keep updating them on what is the new normal, what are the new changes which are happening. So keep communicating to your support group. Finally, I feel that everybody needs a mentor. And I would request you to kindly go back in your own network, find people who have supported you, and make them your mentor. If it is in your professional life, it is even better because they can help you, guide you, support you through this journey, and look up to them for advice, for support, and they're a well-wisher who are always there for you. So if you can find a woman mentor whom you look up to, it'll be ideal. If not, even a man or a boss or ex-boss is ideal. But look for mentors. I feel that in my journey as well, to have a mentor really helped me at various stages. And they keep you going, they keep you motivated. There are going to be moments of self-doubt where they actually help you a lot. So I think everybody should make an investment in a relationship and actually have a mentor from the professional sphere.
Can you tell us how to build interpersonal relationships with a mentor? Are there some tips that you could tell us?
Yeah, first of all, you have to identify a few people who you think could possibly be mentors. So have a group of at least 4 to 5 handy, because some may not have the time, some may not have the desire, some may not feel a connect with you, although you feel a connect. It's a chemistry that has to work at both levels. So in which case I have a suggestion. First of all, start with a short list of 5. Make a phone call, see their response. If they're responding, they're quick to respond, they're ready to have a quick video chat. Talk to them and be honest. Say that, you're somebody I've really admired and I was looking for some guidance and I would love to have you as a mentor. But of course, depending on whether you have the time and, I can appreciate you're a busy person. So keep the ball in their court. But if they turn around and say, yeah, I can agree, I would love to be, but, my professional commitments are too many, they're not going to. But if they say, of course, Jessie, you can contact me at any time. I would love to if I can help you in any way. That they're going to support. So once in every 4 to 6 weeks, connect with them, share your problems, and of course, give back to the network. In some way, you should also contribute towards, helping them out, or in some way that you can actually give back to them if they need help with some. Be there for them as well, because it works both ways. It's not a one-way relationship, and connect with them and use that to help your journey, to brainstorm. They could be your ideas person. So multiple things at various points we need to connect with people. So I think mentors really help you.
True. Ma'am, there's one question that I have. I am a very big admirer of your book because through your book, I have had the chance to learn a lot of tips on corporate etiquette and international protocol of business etiquette. I would want you to give all our mothers here some tips on maybe life coaching tips, and I would want you to give tips on body language, the way a mother should dress. I mean, what you would suggest, as you also mentioned earlier. But I would want you to maybe for those who have joined in now, I would want you to give those tips because it's very vital for us to showcase a persona, as our session's name is Recreate Your Persona. This persona we need to recreate for our corporate life. What is your takeaway?
Okay, I would look at it as ABC. Your appearance, your behavior, and your communication. Your appearance is made up of 2 elements, your attire or your clothes and grooming. And the second, of course, is body language. Both are non-verbal communicators. But as I said earlier, that clothes definitely create impact. And if you look good, you feel confident about yourself. Body image is a very critical issue. Be confident about you. There's a certain body shape that all of us have. And today the pressure from social media is too much in terms of how you have to get back into your clothes, into your jeans, into your old wardrobe. I would not get bothered about that at all. It's a journey that you've been through. Your body has undergone a huge transformation. So instead of that,
Indian style like a sari would work, right? That looks nice. A sari, nice. suit.
Yeah, sari is perennial. It looks good on everybody. I've yet to meet somebody who doesn't look good in a sari. But if salwar kameez is more convenient, more comfortable, that's your call to take. If you feel western outfits or a jacket makes you feel much more confident, it's your call to take. So wear clothes that make you feel good about yourself. Focus on the grooming as well. So a nice haircut, a visit to the parlor, whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself. When it comes to body language, I think it's very important
The
because
posture.
we communicate. Yeah, we communicate so much at a non-verbal level. When you walk into a room, before you have even opened your mouth, people have formed judgments on
Yes.
your education background, your economic strata, how senior or junior are you. So please dress appropriately, give it some thought, and have a strong body language, whether it is your posture or it is the way that you hold yourself and sit. Square your shoulders, your hand gestures, sit square. So a lot of body language when you communicates at a non-verbal level. I am confident, I am serious, I mean business. And people are very quick to sense that. Your audience is very quick to sense that. So I think body language makes a very critical difference. Finally, it comes to communication as well. Be assertive, be sure, do your homework, make sure that your data points are all there. Because if you've not done your homework, I know homework is a bad word. It brings back horrible memories of our childhood which had been ruined because of homework, right? So we don't
Because you're
think
such
about
R&D. You're R&D. That you know.
it's a bad word. But in business
Yeah.
world, we have recycled it and we have called it pre-meeting research. So it's the same bad word called homework. But when you walk into a meeting, do your research, put in the time so that you know exactly what you're going to talk about. What is the objective? What is it that you're going to bring to the table? And make sure that you make that investment before the meeting so that you come across as confident, as somebody that people can invest in, as somebody that people can promote. Those are the signals that you should send out. After a point, you get treated the way you allow people to treat you. So, your body language, your communication, your voice, your tone, your pitch, your executive maturity should all communicate. I am serious about my career and I mean business.
That's right. As you mentioned, I mean, there's one question, one more question. I mean, I think we can take this one as well. That how can a new mother start a new business or a company as there is a lot of prejudice in the society for a new mother, which is true as you just mentioned about the support system. Even though we have a support system, but this prejudice of starting something new as the entrepreneurial journey, as you mentioned, that we need to be assertive. But how to overcome it? How to overcome this? Is there any life coaching mantra or scripts that we should internally follow? And basically, obviously, as you did mention, but I personally feel that mentorship is having a mentor is true. But do you think that a person who is very low in self-esteem and this prejudice makes that person more, less thinking about themselves as more less? Do they need any more mental health expert guidance or something like that? How do they combat this prejudice?
Yeah, okay, it's at two levels. First of all, I think that a lot of women have started their entrepreneurial journey. Having said that, there is a lot of funds which are available. There's help which is available. There are angel investors who would love to invest in your idea, and there's no gender bias over there as well. So, in which case, if you want to start your entrepreneurial journey, it is a great time to do that. And the environment, the ecosystem in India today is also such that there will be investments available. So that I don't think is a problem. But having said that, if you feel that mental health is an issue, one thing that I'm really happy about is thanks to a few of our celebrities, mental health today has become a dining table conversation. It's no longer something to hide. And there is no stigma about it. So if you need counseling, if you need to actually go back and speak to somebody at a professional level or need help, kindly seek it. Because by brushing it under the carpet, it's only going to get worse. The journey back is going to be much longer and could be even tougher. So what you could do with counseling, if you ignore it, you may actually land up on medication. If you ignore that, it could even get worse. It's like any other problem. So it's like a physical
I would equate a mental problem today to a physical problem that both require help of a professional and seek it. If you feel that your family can help you sort it out, it is a good first level. But many times family cannot sort it out. Many of you are living in a nuclear family. Also, you may not be very close with the person. Also, the person is not a qualified expert to help you at every level. So, seek help. There's no stigma. It'll make you happier, make you more contented, help you get to. There are techniques, and I give a lot of respect to professionals in every field. So I think that they have techniques, they have ideas, they have patience, they have listening skills, which can all work towards helping you become happier, healthier. So do it. No stigma.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as we wrap up, I think we can wrap up your takeaways on the session, on the topic, your personal takeaways. What do you feel that as a business professional, new age mothers should, how, obviously the sky is the limit, but how should we brace this?
Okay, a couple of things. One, of course, I'm seeing all these wonderful hearts and beautiful comments which are coming. So it's great to see you. Thank you.
We all are together in this.
Yeah, we are all together, women supporting women. So I would love to connect with all of you. You can follow me on Twitter and send me a message. You can write to me on LinkedIn, and I would love to connect with you. So please send an invite. Also, in case any of you feel that I could help you in your professional journey in any way, not now, even 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now, just send me a mail from my website. My ID is there. Give the reference of this conversation so that I know from where we have connected, and I would love to help you. So if I could help mentor any of you, answer any of your questions that were left unanswered, I'm there for you. And I, believe
And for
that,
those all who have joined in late also, ma'am would can tell them also that where should they connect with you?
Yes, thank you. On Twitter, on LinkedIn, on my website, you can. There's a button you can click and write to me. And if I can help you in any way in this journey, we are all in it together. I would love to help you. So on that note, thank you so much.
I would like to give you thanks as well, ma'am. This is I'm truly honored. I can't say. I mean, I'm in loss of words that you agreed to be a part of this. And as you mentioned, that women should help women and that we should elevate our tribe, and it's very essential. And I'm so proud. And ma'am, to all the viewers out there, I would also like to mention that ma'am also leads an NGO called Catalyst, and which also elevates young girls of lower strata of society to empower leadership skills. And ma'am, you're doing a wonderful job, and that's the only reason that I felt that you could talk and maybe elevate the mental, wellness of the new age mothers, the viewers, the audience out there, our followers. I'm sure whoever has. Witnessed the session, they are truly inspired, they're motivated, and they will definitely connect with you. I would also like to tell our viewers that we'll do a takeaway post on this session where I'll be tagging ma'am, and further questions can be explained. And ma'am's Twitter handle is Biz Manners. You can connect with her on LinkedIn. Her name is Shital Kakkar Mehra. And any other details, you can DM me or DM to her directly on her account. That is Shital Kakkar Mehra. And I think, ma'am, this was wonderful and really.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Difficult times, but they will end. It's a tough time for the planet. But having said that, good night and stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
To all my viewers out there, that was Shital Kakkar Mehra, and this was such a lovely session, and I am sure that all of you would have loved this session. I personally wanted this to happen because I know what all you are facing, and this is something that I really believe that we should all elevate ourselves, each other, and be positive. All of you, God bless us all. Thank you to all of you here who have joined us and been with us. Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting Mumztalk. We will be back with an interesting and fun session soon. Stay posted and I'll post you soon. Bye. Take care. Good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy.